Hello friends, my name is Jess and I am the one who recently posted a few photos from my HB90 planning system. And a lot of you were interested in the quarterly setup in addition to a little more explanation as to how that fits into the weekly and the daily. So I'm going to show you a pretty brief idea of how it all fits together. Now, it is important to know that this is not my planner. This is actually created by Sarra, who is a self-published author, incredibly successful, and a planner extraordinaire. She has an incredible following on YouTube for both her author channel and her writers focused channel. So if you just search her up, or the other channel she has, Heart Breathings, which is directed towards authors, on YouTube you will be able to find quite a few videos that talk about this planner and discuss a few of the ideas kind of briefly. So what I'm going to show you is my quarterly setup in this planner. So what we start with is the brainstorming process. And you'll see that we have kind of 3 different pages: what we need to do, what we should do, and what we want to do. And this is where we just kind of get every single thing that is in your brain out onto paper. Now, you can keep it related to just your career, you can keep it related to just home, you can keep it related to anything that's making you money. You can make it a blend of everything, which is what I have primarily done here. And then as you go along, as you'll see, I had room on the first 2 pages, but not the third, to kind of create buckets. And these buckets will help you when you get to the goal identification part. So after, for example, looking at all of the different things that I listed down under the what I need to do and need being defined as something that I have already committed to, I've identified 5 buckets that the majority of all of these tasks or projects fell under. Teaching at my local community college, teaching at my school district, taking summer classes, planning and journaling, and my current manuscript. Under my what I should do, I noticed that everything fell under these 4 categories: marketing, building readership, routines, and accountability. What I want to do is a little bit more of a catch-all, and I could have created buckets, but at this point I didn't really feel it was necessary to find another page to do so. So then we get to the priority box. And the priority box is determined between what the short-term impact of completing that thing is, and whether doing that thing moves me towards my vision of what I want from my life in terms of either career, personal, etc., or doesn't. So everything was then color-coded according to one of these 4 colors: the sweet spot, the important tasks, the danger zone, and the unimportant. So I went back and color-coded everything. And some things you'll notice even got 2 colors. And it's important to note that there's no wrong way to do this, but that you can find things that which are not important now in another quarter, or 2 years down the line, 5 years down the line, do become important. So just keep that in mind. This is just another matrix way of prioritizing. So you go back and you color code, and everything for me that is in that kind of purpley pink are the things that I am paying the most attention to right now. The things in blue are my long-term success items, so the things that will see me successful towards my vision of my life in the long term. Those things that are in that sort of orangey color are important to get done, but which don't necessarily move me towards my vision. And this is where a lot of us live, and we have to make sure that we are not constantly doing things which are very urgent, but which do not move us towards our visions. And then finally, the stuff in brown, which is get rid of, don't think about, don't deal with, not important right now for what's going on in your life. Okay, so then we move into estimating your time. And this is going to be different for everybody. This particular sheet provided was given, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and every hour is divided into 2 so that you get 2 30-minute chunks per hour, and all the way down until midnight, 6 a.m. to midnight. This can be modified using a blank sheet or by whiting out the numbers, relabeling, whatever you want to do. For me, my schedule is pretty inconsistent. I am a teacher, and I am going to be teaching at a community college in addition to my regular high school teaching job this fall, and I also tutor, which has variable hours. During the summer, I have a lot of professional development in addition to my tutoring, and although I am not teaching, I have these other obligations which are taking up my time. So I made a kind of general schedule for July 1st through July 24th that is more or less consistent, but it's not perfect. And probably what I will end up doing, especially after July 24th, is making a new estimation of my time each week. This is going at least until my schedule at the college is finalized and I have a routine going for whatever tutoring I am doing. Till then, it's just very dependent on everyone else at the moment. But I tried. So you can see that in blue, I have given myself time in which I'm waking up for the day. I have ongoing obligations that are not tutoring. I have my German classes that I take in the evenings twice a week. I have just kind of scheduled in downtime. And that blue over my purple, purpley pink color were just times that I decided that I was going to have a little bit of downtime in between my work time, which is everything in the purpley pink. Excuse me. The orange is my tutoring time, and the brown on Fridays is my family time or flex. So I commit myself to my family during this time so that I don't get lost in all of my personal homework from the grad classes I'm taking this summer, plus any extra tutoring obligations or professional development or other things that I have going on. So this time is time that I've committed. So they then go in afterwards and I count up all of the individual blocks in pink and I add them together at the bottom. So on Sunday that gives me 16, 19 on Mondays, 10 on Tuesday, 11 on Wednesday, 9 on Thursday, 17 on Friday, and 6 on Saturday. That leads me to a total of 88 at the top for the week, or approximately 44 working hours. This is a lot. And as I learn more about myself, I realized that I need to build in more buffer time because holding myself to this rigorous of a work schedule is very unrealistic for me. But in a perfect world, this is what I would see. However, I'm trying to do less of a perfect world and more of a realistic time estimation. So I'll modify as I go. But for right now, this is what I have. So I take how many blocks I have available each week, and I add them up over here in the quarter for July 4th, which is when I'm starting the quarter because that is the Monday of the first month of the quarter, down to Sunday, October 2nd, which is the last Sunday of the kind of cycle here. Everything that's in blue I've noted as a day in which I am either on vacation. I have a lot of things happening on those days so that I know that I can't realistically expect myself to complete more stuff on top of it. Buffer days just for downtime that's needed, family time, whatever. Any holidays that I'm going to observe, etc. So this is when I start counting up how much time I have available each week. So if I go off of the estimate in July, 88, that I made, and I take away 3 days for a trip that I am making, then I know, or 2 days as it were, then I know that I cannot count the amount of task blocks that I would normally have available Friday and Saturday, and I don't include Sunday from the 3rd because I'm not starting on Sunday the 3rd when I begin this quarter. So that leaves me with only 45 task blocks for the week. I repeat this process going down, and as you noticed, I generally get less task blocks as I proceed further. This is due to a perceived change in the amount of time that I have available due to work starting up again. The school district's going back to school as well as starting work at the college. And even though I won't be taking grad classes, hooray, I will have a lot on my plate with lesson planning for classes that I've never taught before, etc. So ultimately, this is the plan that I have for myself, how many task blocks I have available for the entire of the quarter 3. The total, if I can remember right, is something like 627 or something of that nature. Okay, so here is the setting goals page, and I decided out of my buckets that these were the goals that made the most sense for all of the different thoughts, ideas, tasks, projects, etc. that I had on that brainstorming pages, the need to do, should do, want to do. So I color-coded my different goals, and for the most part, I'm going to be showing you goals from, or pages from my goals for goal number 2. Okay, so I'm going to proceed to a second video, and if you would like to see how all of this comes together, hop on over and we'll keep going.